Hey, Sam back here with HealthyBlog, and I'm here today with Leanne from healthy.co.nz. And today we're talking about Nutrigrain. Now, I've always been raised from an early age thinking that, hey, Nutrigrain's going to make me big, it's going to make me an athlete, and I was always upset when Mum didn't buy it for me. So I thought it would be a fun one to actually look into and see, is it all that it says it is, and is it going to make our young boys in New Zealand big, strong, and Iron Men? So Leanne, you've had a chance to look through this pack and you've had a chance to do some research, and what did you find?
Well, I'm really glad that we're looking at it, Sam, because I think that advertising really is a big problem. And I think that one of the first things that we've got to look at is remembering that the advertising is marketing to boys. It's to boys. It's boys turning into Iron Men.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not really a cereal for adults to help them get their protein and carbohydrate needs at all.
Okay.
But even having said that, if we have a look at the breakdown of it, really, sure, they do say that it's got more, one of the highest protein contents of all cereal, and I did look into that, and unbelievably, it has, but it still hasn't really got that much protein at all.
Okay.
In fact, one serve, which is 1 cup, which is 30 grams of cereal, that provides us with just over 6 grams of protein.
Wow. Okay.
So 6 grams, that isn't really very much. Like for someone like you, I would recommend that you have no less than 15 grams of actual protein per serve. You'd want to have that a minimum of 3 times a day, and more likely 5 times a day.
Yeah, well, in my gym days, all my friends and us, we were doing about 6 meals a day, and minimum 20 grams of protein.
Absolutely.
That's what we had to take.
Yeah. So 6, tiny. It really is. It's far too small. And as I said, 1 egg has the same amount of protein as you're getting in a whole cup of this.
It's funny when you put it that way.
It is really. But the other thing also, Sam, was about the carbohydrate content as well. And they're really saying that, it's going to be enough fuel for us. But in a serve, there's actually only 20 grams of carbohydrate.
Really?
Yeah, well, 20 grams of carbohydrate, that's not going to last anybody very long at all, possibly half an hour if you're lucky. And if we think of young boys who they're really marketing this at, they're racing around, and 20 grams of carbohydrate, it's going to be quickly gone. Pretty much by the time they've walked to school, that's what they've got to do, it's gone. They won't have any fuel left to handle studying at school.
Yeah.
So the other problem, of course, is they're promoting that it's got all these nutrients in it. And again, we're coming back to these things, just like with the Milo, that can we absorb the nutrients that they've added into it? Yeah. So they say that there's calcium in there and some B vitamins and some iron. But cereals and grains contain phytic acid, and that's a chelator of calcium and iron.
Okay, so when you say chelator, what does that mean?
Binding to. Binds with. So it will interfere with the absorption of those nutrients.
Really? So we won't absorb them as well?
No. So they might have added them, but cereals and grains, it's well known, contain this phytic acid, and it is a chelator, so it actually binds with things and prevents you from absorbing things adequately.
So they're marketing basically that, hey, you're going to absorb these, or you're going to get these into you as part of their product, but really...
Their marketing is quite tricky as such, because they're not actually saying to us that we will absorb it. So the wording's quite careful as such. They are adding the nutrients into it, but they haven't talked about will we absorb them or not.
Whether any use to us.
Exactly. Yeah, can we access them?
Wow.
Yeah, can we access them?
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So, but I thought that basically it's not bad. It's not a bad cereal at all, but we could make it a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot better. And for your boy, your child, your teenager, to actually get what they need by using Nutrigrain, they really need to add other things to it.
Yeah.
And my suggestion would be, we've got to get that protein content up. So the best thing to do is to use a protein powder, mix your protein powder up to be your milk, and then pour that onto your Nutrigrain.
Yeah.
Okay. But you want to make sure that your protein serving, you're getting adequate protein. So you need to, most protein powders, you'd use about 30 grams of protein powder, which would give you about 15 grams of actual protein. So you'd really want to add that amount. And that's about 3 dessert spoonfuls.
Really cool.
As well as that, as I said before, the carbohydrate content isn't high enough as well. 20 grams of carb, there's no way that that's enough at all. So really, if you add a banana is nearly 30 grams of carbohydrate. It has to be a whole banana.
Yeah.
And then you've got 50 grams of carbohydrate, which is only just adequate. You wouldn't really want your child to have any less than that.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Well, I'm sure that's very helpful for members out there, and it's interesting to see that no, it really isn't going to grow these boys into Ironmen as they say, I guess.
No, definitely not.
So we've got some really handy tips there, and also put in a protein powder which Leanne recommends that you can view as well and see is it going to be any use to you. So I encourage you to go to the blog, healthyblog.co.nz. We'll be back next week with another topic, and I'll see you later.